Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. Today's video is part of a Cooking from Your Cookbooks collab hosted by Tamara at Southern Wife Everyday Life. I'll have Tamara's channel as well as the collab playlist listed in my description box below, so as soon as you're done watching my video, make sure you head over to the collab playlist, check out the videos, as I know there will be lots of super yummy recipes. If you're coming to my channel from the playlist, welcome. I do weekly What's for Dinner videos, grocery hauls, recipes, and more. I hope that you take a look around my channel. Now today I will be cooking from this Thee Dog Bakery Cookbook. My husband got this for me on Amazon. I'll have the cookbook linked in my description box below. If you're new to my channel, we have a Yorkie Shih Tzu mix, and I do make his dog food. I have a separate video where I explain, why we did that and kind of our journey into doing that. I'll have that video linked in the description box below. But long story short, our dog has lots of digestive problems, and so we just decided to make his homemade dog food, and he has done great since we've done that. So these two recipes that I'm going to make today are cheese hound rounds and banana mutt cookies. These are so easy to put together. They were super quick and he loved them. So let's get into these two recipes. And sorry, one quick note before we get into that. I did just want to say this cookbook collab was started by Tamara to inspire us to cook more from our cookbooks. A lot of times now we tend to turn to Pinterest and, YouTube and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But of course, sometimes we neglect our cookbooks. So that's what this collab is about, is just inspiring you to cook from your cookbooks. I will try to find these recipes, and if I can find them online, I will link them in the description box below. I will not be sharing the measurements though, and I will not be typing out the recipe in the description box below because this is not my cookbook. And if I were to type out the recipes and put them in the description box below, that would violate the copyright laws. So I will not be doing that. So like I said, I'll try to find these exact recipes and link them below. If I can't though, the cookbook itself will definitely be linked in the description box below. All right, that being said, let me show you how I made these cheese rounds. Here are the ingredients that you'll need. All-purpose flour, some chopped peanuts. The recipe calls for vegetable oil. I didn't have any, so I'm just using canola oil. Cottage cheese, cilantro, parsley, and shredded cheddar cheese, and I am halving the recipe. My oven is preheated to 375 degrees, and we're basically just going to add everything in this bowl, combine it, and then form these into balls. So I'm adding in the flour, my oil, then the shredded cheese. Next, I'm going to add in my cottage cheese, chopped peanuts, water, cilantro, and parsley. I'm going to stir that until it's well combined, and then I'm going to form little tablespoon size balls and place those onto a greased cookie sheet, and I'm going to bake them for 30 minutes and then cool them on a wire rack. Now, while I'm doing that, I did want to make just a quick little side note here. So before I started making our homemade dog food, just to be completely honest with you, I thought that people who made dog food and dog treats were just crazy pet people. But I've become one of those crazy pet people. But in all seriousness, though, if you look at the news, there are constant, dog food and dog treat recalls. And when you go to buy dog treats, a lot of the ingredients you can't pronounce, you don't know what they are. And if you buy quote unquote real dog treats that have real ingredients, they're super expensive. So this recipe, honestly, I didn't buy anything for this recipe. I had everything on hand. And this took me maybe 5 minutes to put together, 30 minutes baking time, and that was it. And you can put these into your freezer and just pull them out as you need them. So this is a great budget-friendly way to have dog treats that you know what's going into it. You know what you're giving your dog. Here are the rounds out of the oven, and like I said, I transferred them to a wire rack and allowed them to cool completely. You do want to make sure that you store these in an airtight container in the refrigerator. And here are the finished balls. Now this made quite a few for Happy, more than what he could eat before they started to go bad. So I did separate them up and place them into the freezer, and then I gave my sister some for her 2 little Yorkies. Her dogs are named Scooter and Ollie, so I'm sure that they enjoyed those as well. And as you can see, Mr. Happy enjoyed his treat. And again, this was quick and easy, didn't have to buy anything, took just a few minutes to put together. Next up, I'm making banana mutt cookies. I just love the name of this recipe. I think it's so cute. All right, here are the ingredients that you'll need. You'll need some mashed bananas, vanilla extract, oats, some chopped peanuts. Now the recipe calls for just dry roasted. I had used all of the peanuts that I had on hand in the previous recipe, but I did have some honey roasted peanuts. I looked at the ingredients and everything looked just fine for Happy, so that's what I'm going to use. And then you'll need some applesauce. And I do have cinnamon pictured here. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought the recipe called for it, but it didn't. You could add the cinnamon if you would like, but although I pictured it here, I didn't end up using it. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. In this mixing bowl, I'm going to add in my mashed bananas. This was about 2 bananas that I mashed up. And once I've gotten that added, I'm adding my vanilla, my oats, my chopped peanuts, the applesauce. I'm going to stir this until it's combined really well. Next, I'm going to drop this mixture by a rounded tablespoon onto a cookie sheet. I believe the recipe said an ungreased cookie sheet, if I remember correctly, but I am a rebel, and anytime a recipe says to put something in an ungreased pan or an ungreased cookie sheet, like I said, I'm a rebel. I always grease it. I know there's a reason that the recipe says to do that, but I'm always worried it will stick anyway. So once I've placed those onto the cookie sheet, I'm then taking a fork and pressing them down. I'm going to place this into the preheated oven, and I baked these for 15 minutes. Here are the baked cookies. I removed them to a wire rack and allowed them to cool completely. Once they're cooled completely, you do want to store these in an airtight container. Here are the cookies. Mr. Happy enjoyed these as well. I liked that, again, this was another recipe that was super quick and easy. I didn't have to buy anything. I had everything on hand, and it's another great way for me to use up bananas before they go bad instead of just banana bread or putting them in the freezer for smoothies. Now, if you are a dog owner, I would recommend this cookbook. Thumbing through it, there are lots of all kinds of different recipes, not just for little cookies and things like this, but also for like main courses. So if you make your homemade dog food as well, that's definitely something you'll want to check out. But even if not, there are lots of other little treats like this that, again, are really easy and use ingredients that you probably already have on hand. So again, I'll have that cookbook linked in the description box below if you want to take a look at it. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video. Don't forget to check out Tamara's channel as well as the Collab playlist. Again, they'll be linked in the description box below. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.